All right, you curious motherfuckers. Let's cut the crap and dive right into the deep end of Hollywood's pool of batshit crazy. We're talking about Tommy Boy Cruise, the Scientology poster boy, the stuntman extraordinaire, the dude who makes like $1 billion every time he sneezes on camera.
Indeed, quite a fascinating character.
We're not here to kiss his ass, though. We've got Tom Cruise's Wikipedia page. And let me tell you, this shit is a wild ride. So strap in, grab a drink, and let's dissect this enigmatic motherfucker.
Well, I believe a balanced perspective is essential. While Cruise's personal life and beliefs are certainly intriguing, his career and achievements are equally noteworthy.
Okay, fair enough. But let's start with the juicy stuff. This guy's childhood was a goddamn roller coaster. Abusive dad. Poverty. Bouncing around like a pinball in a broken machine.
It's well documented that Cruise had a challenging upbringing. He's spoken about his father's abusive behavior and the family's financial struggles. Moving frequently also disrupted his education and social development. This tumultuous period likely had a profound impact on his personality and ambitions.
Yeah, it's like the classic fuck you, I'll show you story, right? This kid who gets knocked down, but gets back up swinging. But how did that translate into acting?
Cruise has described feeling like an outsider during his youth. Acting provided an outlet, a way to explore different identities and escape his reality. He was determined to make something of himself, to prove his worth.
And prove it he did.
Yeah.
This wasn't some overnight success story, though. The dude was hustling. Buzzboy by day, auditioning his ass off by night. Remember those early roles?
Absolutely. He had small parts in films like Endless Love and Taps. In Taps, he played a military school cadet and impressed the director so much that his role was expanded. It was a turning point, a sign of his commitment and the intensity he brought to his performances.
Intensity is putting it mildly. This motherfucker throws himself into every role, literally. But before we get into the stuntman shenanigans, let's talk about the Tom Cruise picture thing.
Yes. The astute observation by Roger Ebert. The renowned film critic recognized a recurring pattern in Cruise's films, a formula that seemed to guarantee box office success.
So what's the secret sauce? Did Ebert spill the beans on how to make a Tom Cruise blockbuster?
He identified several key elements, almost like ingredients in a recipe. There's the Cruise character, often an underdog or someone with something to prove. Then there's a mentor figure, a superior woman who challenges him, a craft he must master, a specific arena where the action unfolds, and so on.
Hold up, so you're saying all his movies are basically the same?
Not exactly the same, but they often share this underlying structure. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a formula that works for him. Think about Top Gun, A Few Good Men, Jerry Maguire. They all fit this pattern to some degree.
Interesting. So is this proof that Cruise is a genius, carefully crafting his career, or just a lucky bastard who stumbled onto a winning formula?
It's likely a combination of both. He's undoubtedly talented and dedicated, but he's also savvy about choosing projects that play to his strengths and appeal to a wide audience.
Yeah, that's enough praising Tommy Boy for one day.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the stuff that really gets people talking. The stunts and the Scientology shit.
Indeed, those are topics that tend to generate a lot of discussion.
More like heated arguments and a whole lot of head scratching.
I suppose there's an element of fascination with the seemingly contradictory aspects of his persona. Let's start with the stunts. The man's like a real-life superhero. Hanging off buildings, jumping out of planes, doing shit that would make most of us piss ourselves in fear.
Seriously. This dude's got a death wish. Or some kind of superhuman ability to defy gravity.
Right.
Is it all for the sake of entertainment? Or is there something deeper going on?
Well, Cruise is renowned for his commitment to authenticity and his relentless pursuit of perfection. He insists on performing his own stunts, pushing himself to the absolute limit. He sees it as a way to connect with the audience, to give them an immersive and believable experience.
Okay, but come on. Some of this shit is just plain insane. Like that scene in Mission Impossible Fallout where he's hanging off a helicopter. That's not just dedication, that's borderline suicidal.
There's certainly an element of risk involved. But Cruise takes extensive precautions and works with highly skilled professionals. He trains rigorously for these stunts, both physically and mentally.
All right, but what about the Scientology connection? Does all that crazy space opera bullshit play a role in this death-defying behavior?
The Scientology does emphasize the importance of the physical body and its capabilities. They believe in pushing boundaries and achieving spiritual enlightenment through physical challenges. It's possible that Cruise's beliefs influence his approach to stunt work, but it's difficult to say for sure.
Yeah, that whole Scientology thing is a goddamn rabbit hole, man.
Yeah.
It's like a mix of science fiction, self-help, and some seriously fucked up cult shit.
Scientology is certainly a controversial organization, with its own set of beliefs and practices that differ significantly from mainstream religions. It's been the subject of numerous allegations and investigations, and its critics often accuse it of being a cult.
Let's not forget about those infamous wife auditions. It's like something straight out of a Hollywood horror movie. Scientology bigwigs picking out potential brides for their golden boy. That's some next-level creepiness.
There have been reports, most notably in a 2012 Vanity Fair article, alleging that Scientology was involved in finding a suitable partner for Cruise after his divorce from Nicole Kidman. The church has denied these allegations, but they've certainly added fuel to the fire of controversy surrounding Cruise and his beliefs.
And speaking of wives, let's talk about the Katie Holmes situation. Fairy tale wedding, adorable kid, then bam, divorce and rumors of Scientology shenanigans. What the hell went down there?
Holmes filed for divorce from Cruise in 2012, citing irreconcilable differences. There was widespread speculation that her decision was influenced by concerns about Scientology and its potential impact on their daughter Suri.
Yeah, the rumor mill was churning out stories about Scientology's control over members, especially when it comes to raising children. Did Holmes basically pull a fast one to save her kid from that crazy shit?
It's impossible to know for sure what transpired behind closed doors, but it's clear that Holmes was determined to protect her daughter's interests. She was awarded sole custody of Suri, and Cruise has reportedly had limited contact with his daughter since the divorce.
Damn, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe he's too busy hanging off skyscrapers and preaching about Xenu to worry about fatherhood. Speaking of Scientology, let's talk about Cruise's BFF, the head honcho himself, David Miscavige. That's a bromance for the ages, right?
Cruise and Miscavige have been close friends for decades. Their relationship is complex and has been the subject of much scrutiny. Some speculate that Cruise's influence within Scientology is significant, and that he plays a key role in promoting the organization's message.
Yeah, he's like Scientology's celebrity spokesperson. Remember that Scientology Freedom Medal of Valor he received? What a load of bullshit.
The medal was awarded to Cruise in 2004 for his work promoting Scientology's controversial detoxification program for 9/11 first responders. The program, known as the New York Rescue Workers Detoxification Project, was heavily criticized by medical experts and denounced as pseudoscience.
So basically, Cruise is using his star power to peddle Scientology's questionable practices. That's some seriously shady shit.
His involvement in Scientology has certainly raised ethical concerns and fueled accusations that he's exploiting his fame to promote a potentially harmful organization.
And let's not forget about his political lobbying efforts. The dude's been accused of trying to influence governments to recognize Scientology as a legitimate religion. Talk about delusions of grandeur.
Cruise has met with various political figures over the years to advocate for Scientology. He's particularly active in Europe, where Scientology has faced legal challenges and restrictions. His efforts have sparked controversy and accusations that he's using his celebrity status to advance Scientology's agenda.
So we've got a guy who's escaped a rough upbringing, become a global superstar, risks his neck for our entertainment, and is balls deep in one of the most controversial organizations on the planet. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You can't look away.
He's a complex and contradictory figure who defies easy categorization.
You got that right. So what does it all mean? Is Tom Cruise a hero, a villain, a lunatic, or just a really talented guy who made some bad choices?
That's for each individual to decide.
You decide, you judgmental bastards. We'll be back after a quick word from our sponsors to wrap this shit up. All right, so we've peeled back the layers of the Tom Cruise onion, and let me tell you, it's a pungent motherfucker. From his rough and tumble beginnings, to his blockbuster success and his unwavering dedication to Scientology, this dude is a walking paradox.
He embodies the American dream in many ways, yet his choices and affiliations have alienated a significant portion of the public.
Yeah, it's like he's constantly teetering on the edge of brilliance and batshit insanity. But here's the thing that blows my mind. In an age where most celebrities are carefully manicured and PR controlled, Cruise is a raw, unfiltered force of nature.
That's an interesting observation. He certainly doesn't shy away from controversy, and his outspokenness about his beliefs, whether you agree with them or not, is somewhat refreshing in an era of calculated image management.
He's like a goddamn unicorn in a sea of plastic ponies. He does his own death-defying stunts. He preaches about alien overlords. He's got a smile that could melt glaciers. And he's box office gold. What the fuck is the secret to this guy's success?
It's a combination of factors, I believe. His undeniable charisma, his relentless work ethic, his willingness to take risks, and his ability to choose projects that resonate with a global audience. He's a master of his craft, both on and off screen.
So more than just a pretty face, right?
Without a doubt. He's a cultural phenomenon, a force to be reckoned with. Love him or hate him, you can't deny his impact on Hollywood and popular culture.
And let's be real. Even if you hate his guts, you can't help but be entertained by his movies. The guy delivers the goods, whether he's hanging off a skyscraper or wooing a beautiful woman with that killer grin.
He understands the power of spectacle and storytelling. He's a showman, a consummate entertainer.
So next time you see a Tom Cruise movie, remember this deep dive. There's a lot more going on beneath that $1,000,000 smile.
He's a fascinating study in contradictions, a man who defies easy categorization. And perhaps that's the secret to his enduring appeal. He keeps us guessing, keeps us talking, and, ultimately, keeps us entertained.
All right, you inquisitive motherfuckers. That's it for this deep dive into the wild world of Tom Cruise. Go forth and ponder the mysteries of this enigmatic motherfucker. And remember, if you think you've got them all figured out, you're probably wrong. That's the beauty of Tom Cruise. He keeps us on our toes. Even when he's jumping out of the goddamn airplane. Peace out.